about Roehampton. I mean, it's really nice to welcome you all here. As Daniel said, I've been here a very, very long time, and I think when I can ever bring colleagues in the sector to this wonderful campus, it's always a bit of a treat, to be honest, because it is lovely. Obviously, if you do get a chance to walk around over the next couple of days, please do. Just a little bit about the university for those that don't know Roehampton, or indeed its history. Its origins, 4 Victorian women-only teacher training colleges. The colleges came together in 1975, and then Roehampton got independent university title in 2004. We very recently celebrated our 175th anniversary, and as such we became the longest running provider of higher education to women in the UK. So obviously we did push out a lot about that at the time. Today we've got about 9,000 students on campus, about 9,000 studying online with our franchises. Students today a little bit more diverse than they were back in the 1840s, although we still have a lot of women. About 58% of our students are first in family, 50% from BME backgrounds. We've still got a lot of women. I think we're about 70% female population now. Our colleges have moved around a little bit around southwest London. So the campus buildings themselves have a really interesting history, and I thought I should just mention a little bit about the room you're in here and the building here. This house was built on what was called, it was a very old Roehampton house, which I think at the time had been the treasurer to King Charles I. That was demolished, and on the grounds of it was this Grove House, built around 1780, I think 1790. There was a very famous ballet dancer, Yolanda de Verney, who lived in this house with a rather scandalous background, I think involving, well, she was a mistress, there was politicians, quite a lot of sex, all that kind of thing. So not really perhaps different to what happens in politics today anyway. And there are lots of tributes to her and her love of ballet and dance around the campus. She also has, slightly spookily, her own mausoleum to herself and her husband, which is up at the top if you go up the drive. So that's, I have actually been inside. It's a little bit spooky. We do these little history tours every now and again of those. But obviously the other buildings we've just completed a £100 million campus development programme. So very old, very new. And in fact, those of you staying in the rooms at the conference facility, that was one of the buildings that we opened last year. The library opened to students in September, and we are officially opening it, actually, where you're going to have your breakfast tomorrow, on Tuesday next week. We're really delighted to be the venue for this year's Illuminati conference. You know, we're all here because of the power that we believe that mentoring and volunteering provides to our students, and obviously also to our alumni, and the real sort of positive effect that can bring. We know how important employability is in the sector, and those of us involved in any work around TEF submissions, DELI, the new graduate outcome survey, in particular, will be all too aware of this. I found some research by the University of Greenwich that was taken, I think, last year, or published last year, which states, perhaps unsurprisingly, that employers now more than ever are looking for soft skills for students, graduates, when they employ them. And of course, those soft skills can really be developed through mentoring. How we respond to this while maintaining our alumni relations agenda at the same time, I think, is crucial, and actually I think sort of quite interesting. You will shortly hear from 2 of my colleagues, Sarah and Alice, about how we're doing things at Roehampton. As Daniel said, it's a little bit different here. Our department includes alumni, development, careers, and as of September just gone, a placements team as well. It's newly established, obviously work very closely with careers. I'm aware that our particular setup is pretty, well, I say unusual, I think it's pretty rare in the UK. There's a lot of it happening in the States, and I believe now I think a university in Norway as well. When I first took the careers team on in 2015, I had a conversation with the Vice-Chancellor, and he said to me, well, you could, when you talk to other directors, people who are doing the same job in the sector, and I said, there's nobody else. I sort of sometimes feel a bit, you know, there's the 2 sides, and our department actually a split site. Careers obviously having to be very student facing, and with the alumni and development, we are in the attic in this building. We're quite literally the attic. In fact, we can get out on the roof sometimes when we need to with the squirrels. So, you know, it is very unusual, but I think that alumni and careers working together is not new. And mentoring and the value of sharing advice, wisdom and expertise is certainly not new. In fact, Benjamin Disraeli, who, tenuous link, sorry, frequented Roehampton House, not this one that was over the way, once said, "The greatest good you can do for another is not just to share your riches, but to reveal to him his own." And I think what better way of talking about mentoring than just thinking how that, you know, how that sort of sums up what we all know, the value that we can get from mentoring. You know, the value is growing. It's vital in our work to universities, both for our employability and advancement agendas. So with that, I would just like to finish off by saying, enjoy the conference. Please enjoy the campus. Do have a walk around. The swans and geese are laying and little goslings, and it's very sweet anyway, so do have a look around. But yeah, so enjoy our hospitality here, and I hope you get the most out of the conference. I think I now pass over to Sarah and Alice. Thank you.